what's going on? Well, that was quick, wasn't it? How y'all doing out there tonight? This is Heath. This is Frontier Survival live on a Wednesday night with Dynamite Wednesday night. Thank you for each and every one that's with us. Please comment below and tell me that you're with me. We got Outdoors with Big Matt. Big Matt. Talked with him a little bit there on Private Messenger. He's just starting a YouTube channel. He's got a couple videos out, and I tell you what, I thought that they were pretty good. Pretty good. I think he had a little short video, and then he had a video introducing his channel. And the thing is his whole family have YouTube channels. His daughter, his son, and his wife all have YouTube channels. And shout out to Outdoors with Big Matt, Mr. Matt Gillespie. Thanks for stopping in. Kentucky John is with us. Hello to you, Kentucky John. Of course, you know I'm from Kentucky as well, right here, Eastern Kentucky. Jesse Lopez Outdoors, thank you. Thank you very much. Dutch Blackfeather. Me and Dutch Blackfeather have had some chats on the IG, the Instagram. And we have discussed some things, and we got some things in works, Mr. Dutch Blackfeather and I. So look out for that. The Huntsman's with us. The Huntsman, how you doing? Miss Natalie Archer, good evening to you. Thanks for everyone. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. We're going to just live stream here tonight. Try to do the best we can. I was thinking to myself earlier in the week whether or not I'd live stream this Wednesday, because I've been pumping them out, and things are looking good as far as analytics with YouTube. And I've been cranking them out. You all would probably agree with me on that. I live streamed last Wednesday. And of course, I've been live streaming Wednesdays for quite a while now, at least 3 or 4 weeks. And there I go with that. I'm like, I got to quit that whole stuff. Got to get that out of my head. All that is a person likes to pause with their thoughts, and then they have to do that to gather the thoughts. I've watched YouTube videos on this, and they really drive it home on what to do to get that out of your system. I'll put that link here just a second, Dutch. Just going to talk here a little bit. We're going to try to get Dutch Blackfeather here on the stream. We talked about this. But, like I said, the analytics are looking up with YouTube. I mean, I'm still a young channel. And if y'all remember a few weeks back, I was complaining a little bit about how the subs come and go. And that's just how it is. You gain one, you might lose two or something like that. But the thing is I was at 740, 742, and then they would fluctuate back and forth so much. And then I dropped down to the 730s. But needless to say, right now I'm at 768. And I've gained over 20-some subscribers in the last couple of weeks. I know some YouTubers gain that in a day. Don't get me wrong. But that's great. I mean, I'm growing. And as you see at the screen, the thing there, it says the channel is growing, and that's what I wanted to put there. And, we're not going to talk too much about that tonight, but just wanted to throw it out there. I do appreciate that the channel's growing. I do appreciate each and every one that does subscribe, that does watch, that does support. And I appreciate networking with people like the Huntsman. He helps me out. He shouts me out. He's a substantial channel, and of course he's growing as well, doing things. Just want to let the Huntsman know that I do appreciate him. I'm sure he knows that. I've let him know that quite a bit in private messenger, but live in living color, not so much. So there you go. Welcome to the Jungle is a great song. And, that the title, when I put that on there, I'm just putting obscure titles in there just to make people guess. I mean, I'm not really going to talk about like jungle warfare or anything. That's right. No one does this alone unless they have boobs. Exactly right. Exactly right. But do appreciate each and every one that's come in. We got 9 in here right now. Hit that thumbs up if you will, or thumbs down. It doesn't matter. I don't know if I got many trolls, but sooner or later I will. Sooner or later I will. Trapping with Jinx is with us. Freezer Bound Outdoors Wives Club. Okay, that's new. Freezer Bound Outdoors, I do know that channel. But Freezer Bound Outdoors Wives Club. The Huntsman says he's absolutely horrible. Laugh out loud. Nah, that's debatable. Little Joey would probably think so. I'm kind of intrigued about the new title there, Freezer Bound Outdoors Wives Club. What's all that about there? No content. Oh, is this Miss Freezer Bound Outdoors? Jefferson Einstein, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Iron Antler Adventures, hello to you. Fishing the Dot is with us. Good to see you. I missed you earlier, but now I see that you're there. Thanks for stopping in. Trapping with Jinx. I guess Freezer Bound Outdoors Wives Club might be Miss Freezer Bound Outdoors, if I'm not mistaken. Right. Yeah, the Wives Club is new. I think that might be. I see, they don't have the logo there. Hey, Mike Cole, how you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, tonight we're just going to talk a little bit about self-sufficiency. I kind of put that on the Frontier Survival Friends page. I was going to share this a little bit here, see what we can do here. But as you see here, I said, all right, Frontier Survival Friends, come and join me as we go live and discuss self-sufficient lifestyle. Welcome to the jungle. At the top of the hour, we will be live. And, and that's what, we kind of want to talk a little bit about self-sufficiency, self-reliance, stuff like that. The thing is, and I also want to talk a little bit about this group page here. This thing is growing tremendously. There I go, doing that thing again. That's so hard to break yourself from doing. I'll get it eventually. But yeah, Frontier Survival Friends group page right there. If you're a YouTuber, and I don't limit it to outdoor YouTubers. If you're a YouTuber and you want to post your link and you put a little description of what the video is about, I welcome you to post that link. It's a public group, and I think that's the best. We got 877 members and growing strong, and I think that's doing pretty good. I wish I had that many subscribers. No, not really. There is the Enigma Artist. Well, yeah, really. But just because I like to get that 1,000 subscriber mark, it's just a goal, And then you never know, it takes off. But shout out to the Huntsman for helping me out. He's put that video out there on his channel where the last time we sat down on my live stream, he done a little edited highlight reel of our little talk about YouTube analytics and stuff. I took myself out of the stream. Can you believe that? That's live streaming for you right there. Yeah, great topic. Exactly, Dutch Blackfeather. And we'll get into that just a little bit. Huntsman is an awesome dude. Like I said, he's helped me out quite a bit. And I do appreciate him stopping in here on this live stream. I mean, there's some things I need to do. I mean, right now I'm just streaming on a Chromebook right here in what I call my stream room. And, there's some more extravagant things that I could probably acquire once I get the streaming thing down a little bit better. But, I just want to have a good energy and entertain. And hopefully, we have people. I mean, right now we got 13 people in here. Hit that thumbs up. Unpaid Explorers with us. Thanks for stopping by. But yes, check out Outdoors with Big Matt for sure. This man has just started his YouTube channel, and he's called Big Matt for no reason. If you go check out that channel, you'll see why. He could be an offensive tackle for any NFL football team, no doubt. The wife had your computer, had to steal it back, freezer bound outdoors. Did I miss anybody just to make sure? I don't guess so. There's my nephew. I did miss him, the Enigma Artist. Check him out. He don't have a whole lot of content out there, but he does have some. I believe he's a Jeff Hardy fan, maybe. But there he says, hey, Uncle Heath. Unpaid Explorer, are you not live streaming tonight? There's my lovely lady, my wife, Miss Mandy Ward. She's with us. Thanks for stopping in, my lovely lady. How you doing? We might have her on stream after a while. You never know. She is a hoot, and she's very energetic too. And that's what I try to be. Try to be energetic, try to be entertaining. I was talking to Dutch Blackfeather earlier today on Instagram, private messenger, and telling him about I've had, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to do this, but I had a company. I posted a video a while back of some Instafire fire starter, and it was some stuff that I bought at a place. I purchased it myself, a few months back, and I done a video on it because it said it would light when it was wet, or and I even showed I put some on water and lit it, and it did have a fire going. Hello, Miss Tina Ladybug, how you doing? You're welcome, Big Matt. But I done a video on that, and they approached me on Instagram asking me if they could send me some more product. And I was like, man, why not? I don't see no problem in it. But they want me to kind of do this affiliate marketing thing too. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see how it goes. But they're going to send me some more product, and they, some more product other than what I used. And they want me to do, there's even some military grade fire starting stuff that they use. And they want me to do a review on that as well. So it looks like maybe product and gear reviews that pertains to the outdoors could be my niche. Mr. Tom Ritter, good evening to you. Yeah, pick up Big Matt if you can. Young channel, just starting out. He's got a couple of videos out, but I think he'll bring some more content out pretty soon. We got 14 in the house. Pretty good turnout tonight. Probably the biggest turnout I've ever had at the start of a stream within, 15 minutes, not even in 15 minutes of a live stream. So I appreciate it. I truly do. You all know I do. Huge company sending you some survival food packs. That's cool. That's awesome. That is great. But yeah, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, it's a lost art when it comes to that. A lot of times these days, a lot of younger younger folks, 20s, 30ish year olds, maybe, some 40-year-old people, who knows? But what I'm saying is, it's still a lost art. And the lifestyle is, you see a lot of these channels on YouTube about homesteading, which is great. Homesteading is homesteading, but where I live in East Kentucky, years ago, that was just how it was. You had your beef cattle that you would slaughter for beef. You had your hogs that you would slaughter for pork. And, you had chickens, meat chickens, egg chickens, whatever, and then you would go hunting for venison or whatever it might be, fishing for fish to have. And, then you'd raise a garden for vegetables. And you would only probably go to the store for a few things, years and years ago. Now you go to the grocery store for just about everything. And most of it is processed. Yeah, there is a difference in off-grid and homesteading. That there's no doubt indeed. No doubt about it. Yes, Freezer Bound Outdoors, you're exactly right. I did see that video that Dutch Blackfeather put out there about the Condor. That is a good looking knife indeed. That reminds me of, I'll have a video coming out soon, and I should have already had this video out, but it's a video of me testing and reviewing a knife made for me by Bushcraft Rebel Knives. They have a YouTube channel, and I've showed that off before. And some of y'all might not have seen it, but I will be doing a review on that. It is hard work, Natalie Archer. Talking off-grid homesteading and squatting on unowned property. That reminds me, just bear with me just a second here. I'm going to try to find that and show that to anybody that might not have seen it. I don't know for sure. It's not really a bushcraft knife, so to speak, but we are going to take it, test it, review it, and see if it will baton wood. I'm not that big of a fan on batoning wood, but we'll check it out. The Bushcraft Rebel Knives, not too long ago, sent this to me, and it's this deal right here. And I know a lot of people have seen it. I know Tom Ritter's seen it before. That's a pretty good thick blade, as you see right there. It is sharp, most definitely. Mm-hmm. And it can be probably sharpened some more. I haven't used it as much, but can y'all hear my wife Mandy commenting in the background? I'm sure you can. But right there, Bushcraft Rebel Knives did make that. He even sent me a sheath, which was cool. I do have a unboxing of this when I got it in the mail on my video list on YouTube if you want to check that out. Unpaved Explorer says, go to the auction and get a sow, wean off the piglets, sell the piglets, butcher the hog. Money for the piglets pays for the sow. There you go. That's exactly right. You like that, do you, Big Matt? Exactly. That was the old definition. That's what homesteading was back in the day, right? Tom Ritter, I know he's probably seen that knife before. Freezer Brown said he's locked in or looked into Geo Bushcraft Knife and Striker. Thank you very much. Mr. Lee Puckett, how you doing? Lee Puckett's a friend that I've met on Facebook. Yeah, that is a roast belly, of course. So I guess everyone's doing all right or not tonight. I haven't asked, but I guess the audio and video is pretty good tonight. I try to do my best to ask that, make sure I'm not echoing or anything like that.
Beer guy in there?
No beer guy tonight.
He's a loser.
I have a feeling who that person might have been, but that's all right. Yeah, last week we had a troll, somebody going on about, I call the show Dynamite Wednesday Night.
You always wondered, bro.
And he was like, where's the dynamite and all this? But no big deal. We're going to paste the link there. If anybody would like to come up on panel, we might get 2 or 3. I asked Dutch Blackfeather to come up on panel and maybe even Tom Ritter. Yeah, I'd say it would be a good skinning blade. Exactly right, Tom Ritter.
Would you tell him what I'm making?
Freezer Brown says, sounds great. Looks okay, I guess.
Edward? Why don't you tell him what I'm making?
Where's the jungle?
Here's Frontier.
That's just an obscure title.
Frontier.
My wife's talking to me in the other room.
How country are they? Have they ever heard of cucumber and tomato salad?
She's eating cucumbers and tomatoes. My wife, Mandy, is. I'm sure there's plenty of people in the chat that likes cucumbers and tomatoes.
No, cucumber and tomato salad.
Cucumber and tomato salad.
And onion. And onion.
Tomato salad. Yeah. Hello.
Hey, Mary.
Can you hear me?
Who is it?
Frontier, my man.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. I'm just making sure my settings are all right. I don't want to get no echoes. I guess we're all right.
Hey.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell him you're hanging in there like a hair on a biscuit?
Did you hear my wife? She said I should tell you that I'm hanging in there like a hair on a biscuit.
Hey, man, I got hot beer and Tupperware. I'm all good.
Who is that?
That's Mr. Dutch Blackfeather. I guess that's how you want to be addressed, right?
Howdy, Dutch. I once knew a guy named Dutch. I didn't like him.
What? Oh, my name's Dutch.
Okay. I guess we're all right.
Don't call him Mr. Blackfeather.
Yeah, good to see you. Now I got a name with a face. Or a face with a name.
Wish I had a face on this.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to see you, man. It really is. We've been talking a little bit about doing some pretty exciting stuff on IG. I've been putting out content on IG, and I've been putting kind of content out on MeWe for a long time.
Content on IG and what else? I didn't hear the last part there, Dutch.
MeWe.
MeWe. Oh, okay. Lee Puckett's talking about his bush knife as a Schrade F52. Has D2 steel. All right.
Well, you better talk to old Dutch.
Oh,
He
Tom,
takes coke.
Tom Ritter. He was going to come up on
But
panel there.
your topic today is awesome, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you for helping me out a little bit on that.
Yeah, I appreciate you helping me out a little bit on that.
Hey, here's a good buddy of mine, Mr. Lincoln Havens. This,
No, man. It's all you.
this guy right here worked with me when we worked on the river, and he lives right in my hometown. See, I used to work on the river as a deckhand, and I've mentioned it before, but I'm not sure if you've heard that, but I was a deckhand, worked on towboats and barges, and Lincoln Havens is a good friend of mine who subscribes to the channel, and he said, good seeing me. Tell your wife I said what's up too. Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, appreciate you, Lincoln. But yeah, I mean, self-sustaining lifestyle,
That's right. You got a
self-reliant.
lot of experience working on the ocean front, don't you?
Say again. You said I had experience doing what now?
You have a lot of experience working on the ocean front.
Inland waterways. Ohio River, lower Mississippi. My wife's full of it. I'm gonna have to bring her up on panel just so we won't have to hear in the background.
I'll get.
I just said we didn't have no ocean.
I think that's his wife. Yeah, your wife is messing me up, bro. I love her to death, but she's just screwing me up. It's just like,
Come here, Willie. Come here. Come on, baby. Yeah.
and then I got my wife in the other room laughing at what Mandy's doing.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know, we can talk about that. Talk about self-sustaining lifestyle. Yeah, Natalie's laughing. Laugh out loud. Unpaved explorer, mostly the Ohio River.
So, anyways, what me and you are talking about is doing almost like a podcast on Instagram.
Right. I mean, that sounds cool to me. I mean, I like doing stuff like that. I mean, you know,
with some pretty cool topics. You know, survival is at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Mandy, Tom Ritter wants to know if you're hitting the shine
it's
again.
It's like an umbrella, and everything falls under that umbrella. You got bushcraft, you've got urban survival.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of subgenres. I mean, you know, homesteading, I guess you could incorporate in there, off-grid living, primitive camping, hiking, just outdoor genre. I mean, you could even put gardening in there.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know, right now, especially now, we're realizing that survival is something that everybody needs to be engaged in. And, you know, the less we survive on, or the less we rely on surviving off of others, the better that we can do for ourselves, right? And our families.
I agree. Tom Ritter said he's sorry. He tried to he was going to come up on too. I was going to have him on. I don't know. Have you met Tom Ritter? He's a old OG bushcrafter, but he was going to come up on too. He has a lot of knowledge. He said he was having some problems with his phone.
I've been kicking around the bushcraft circuit for more than a minute.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, I pretty much understood that. I mean, by the talking to you, I mean, just wasn't sure as far as who and what and where and how, but I'll drop the link again there in case Tom would like to try again.
Well,
But yeah,
I'm getting used to this delay. It's awkward, but
a delay.
I've been kicking around doing bushcraft for a long time. I've been making content for a long time. It just hasn't been on YouTube.
Right.
Been going to the gatherings. Been.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I'd like to get into is some gatherings. I haven't done that. There's one that happens in Kentucky.
Who's Tom?
Tom Ritter. I don't think it's going to work for him. But yeah, there's a group I belong to on Facebook, and they have some gatherings here in the state of in Kentucky, but I've never got a chance to go. Tom, it was just buffering. I didn't kick you out. I dropped it because it wasn't working.
Kentucky has a lot of good gatherings, man. I've been to Kentucky more than once for gatherings.
Mm-hmm. Unpaved Explorer, he's talking about wilderness survival is really good to know. He'd like to know more about urban survival too. I mean, in urban survival, I'm no expert, but it's mostly.
Yeah, that's just one of the things that I'm looking forward to possibly doing on our live IGs is that urban survival aspect.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the thing is if you were in a city and there's something catastrophe happened, hurricane, tornado, whatever, or just some type of collapse. I mean, it's good to know some certain things, but I tell you what, like I was talking about earlier, when that young man that came in, Lincoln Havens, I worked with him when I worked on the river, on the inland waterways. We would go by places like Louisville, Kentucky, and Cincinnati, Ohio, urban areas. And I tell you who can survive in an urban area, and this is, just to say it, are the homeless. I mean, against that flood wall, as you would go by, you would see smoke rising up because they had campfires going. And then we would, we had plenty of stores on the boat. So we would get over as far as we could and toss them some canned food, this, that, and the other, and help them out as best we could. I mean, that's my opinion.
Hey man, hobos were the original bushcrafters.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that. Ricky Ventures is with us. Thanks for stopping in. The Huntsman said cities are one of the last places you want to be in a SHTF situation. Yeah, I agree. Don't want to be downriver from them either. Within 2 weeks after a system shutdown, the city will be full of diseases. Exactly right.
Yeah, but there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to that too, though. Okay, so you can look at that from two different ways. You can look at it from, yeah, it's a bad place to be, how equipped are you in a rural area to really be able to sustain yourself enough to provide for your family?
Right. Tom's not able to get in. Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, you know, in a urban environment, if the shit hits the fan, if you're equipped just with minimal equipment, you can take advantage of others, and you're going to survive.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. I don't like the cities either, Natalie. I mean, I'm a rural guy. I'm right here in a holler in Eastern Kentucky, but I have spent some time there. Um, Not a whole lot, but I mean, I guess you could say I'm a Eastern Kentucky hillbilly with street smarts. But of course, I'm no expert. I mean, I'm learning every day, and I think that when there comes a time when you're not learning, is when you know it's not so good. I mean, I like to learn stuff every day. So you're in Virginia, is that correct?
Well, I mean, at the point that we give up learning, is the point that we can just give up on life, because life is just a learning experience.
Right. Lee Puckett's saying 30% of people talk they are off grid are really off grid. 30%.
Everybody
Geo
has different
Bushman.
definitions of off-grid, homesteading. Everything's got like pushed into this. Yeah, what I've been doing for the past 20 years is what I consider homesteading. I still have an electric grid. Like I still pull electricity, but it's minimal. But everything else we do on our own. We've been doing it for about 20 years.
Right. I mean, to be off grid is that's exactly what it means is to have solar. I mean, but I mean, homesteading. I mean, you can still home. I mean, I still have use the electricity company that we have here. I mean, and sometimes it's outrageous, but I mean, what I'm saying is, I mean, you can still practice some different things. I mean,
even if you're on solar, even if you're on solar, it's still electricity. You're still pulling current to power devices.
yeah,
You're
right,
just not paying for it.
right. Lee Puckett says the Amish are the real homesteaders. And then, yeah, I can understand that.
The what?
Lee Puckett is saying the Amish are the real homesteaders. Geo Bushcraft and Outdoors is with us. Thanks for stopping in, Greg. I know that.
Well, here's the thing about the Amish. I have a lot of experience with the Amish, actually. And here's the thing with the Amish. The Amish rely on others that have and use technology, right? So if they didn't have those people in their lives, they really wouldn't be able to achieve what they achieve. They rely on people that use trucks and mechanics and energy. That's all part of their chain, right?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, I work at my day job. I work at a lumber company.
What they do is good. They're hardworking people, but to say that they're original homesteaders and they can survive, well, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, what I'm saying is, where I work at, it's a hardware store lumber company. We have some construction workers that are Amish. They come in, of course they don't drive, motorized vehicles. So they have someone that drives them around that's not Amish, but they work for, a contractor that's nearby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Tom Ritter. The homeless are the best outdoor survivors.
They rely on that contractor to get them back and forth mechanically, right?
Yeah.
Most of them do. And they rely on energy that's being produced outside of what they can do in order to do what they do to make money.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, but I mean, what I'm saying is, here where I live in rural Eastern Kentucky and in a lot of other places in the United States, a self-sustaining, a self-reliant, self-sufficient lifestyle is, it still goes on pretty much here. I mean, a lot of places it doesn't. It's fell by the wayside, but right here, we still have people that can or jar or however you want to, some people say jar, some people say can.
The original self-sustaining, self-efficient people of this country were these guys right here. That's the OGs. These guys. They did it forever before the European invasion.
Right. I understand that.
Some people call it modeling.
That's right. That's right, Mandy. You want to come up on panel, Mandy?
No, she come to bed with me a minute.
That's agreeable. I agree with you, Dutch. Lee Puckett said the Amish have had to adapt to the times, but their roots are hard.
I can't hear what Mandy's saying now, but I'm sure it's entertaining.
She was saying that some people call it bottling, canning, or jarring, or whatever, bottling.
I call it canning.
Yeah, she calls it canning. Canning. It's all with the dialect. It's not bad. Ain't nothing bad about it, honey. I tell you what, I'm gonna make a highlight reel of anything I have with my wife on YouTube, and it's just gonna be Mandy. I don't know. She's gonna have to click the link, Natalie, so she can talk to you.
She's a chuckle.
I don't know. Are you watching, Mandy? I'm gonna put that link up there. I'm gonna have you come up on panel. We'll even have Miss Natalie on panel if she'd like to. But
so
yeah,
a little bit about this possibility of a sponsorship with this company that makes fire starter, right?
Yeah, Instagram, Instafire. I'm a little, Instafire. I have a video on my channel where I'd purchased some at a local box store and, tried it out because it said it would light, when it was wet, and I put a little bit on, in a container on some water and lit it with a big lighter, and it lit right up. I even started with a ferro rod, with just some dry, but it worked pretty good. I think it would, last enough to where you could throw some kindling and stuff like that, and then get a fire going. But they contacted me through Instagram.
I came across a fire starter that's just absolutely amazing. You can submerge it in water, a light right on water. hands down the best fire starter I've ever used.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they contacted me and asked me, they wanted to send me some more and do another review and then, do this whole affiliate marketing thing. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I'll do that. They sent me a W-9 to fill out.
Is the fire starter waterproof?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like I said, I used their, I guess what it was that I used that I bought when I made the video was just their, everyday fire starter, whatever. I mean, but they're going to send me some military grade stuff. So I guess it's probably even better. I would think we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they're going to send it out. They're going to send me like 12 packs. They said they want me to do a review on a couple of them and then I could keep the rest.
What are the, do you have the package with you right now? What are the specs on it?
No, I don't have a package at all with me. I mean, they're going to send me some more. I done that video probably sometime late last year or something like that. I mean, it's in a playlist of gear reviews and product reviews. I mean, you can check it out, but what it looks like, I mean, it's not like a tab or anything like that. It's just little granules.
I checked it out. It's a good video.
It's little granules. I mean, you've probably seen that little granule stuff, and you can sprinkle it, and I mean, it works pretty good with a ferro rod, and then of course a Bic lighter. I mean, it starts right up. I asked your wife Natalie if she wanted to come up on stream, and she said no. Freezer Bound Outdoors said canned venison is the best.
Natalie, come here. I'll call her in. Natalie.
Corn cob and coal oil works hands down. I guess that's what she was saying though too.
Come here.
She said she hates the can.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
This will be the first and last time. Howdy.
Sit in.
Uh-oh.
Hi.
Rose up. Hello, Miss Natalie. How you doing? You didn't have to put her on the spot, though. Tom Ritter said the Amish don't kill wild animals. They don't believe in using.
She's on my knee, bro.
How you doing? Nice to meet you in person. Fatwood is good. You're right, Lee Puckett.
She had that much fun with me.
I just have a ton of delay, and I've got to figure that out technically. I've enjoyed being with you tonight, though. I think you're a great guy. I think you have a great stream. I look forward to doing lots of good stuff with you.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll get together and do something to, you know what I mean? I know we've discussed it, and I could tell there was some sort of delay there.
I'm not. It doesn't seem like it. I'm not familiar with the setup, so I'm not sure why that delay is there. I hear a lot. I hear Mandy more than I hear you, which is a little distracting. So it's like I'm not sure what that's about. So it's.
She's just going on. I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to tell her to. I mean, it is what it is. Hey, but I mean, we'll have something going pretty good. We'll most definitely get our heads together and and do something on the IG.
But hey, listen, I found you through the Huntsman, so I gotta give a shout out to Huntsman and thank him for that because, like I said, I think you're a great guy. I think you do great content. I think you have a good stream. I do everything I can to promote you. I'll continue to promote you. I think this is good stuff.
Hey, I appreciate it. Smart man.
All I gotta say to Mandy is, "Where's my drink? My cup's empty. Where's my drink, Mandy? My cup's empty."
Hey, she don't cater to you. It's just me. There definitely is a delay.
I'm used to hot beer and Tupperware now. You guys drink those fancy drinks.
Not nothing fancy here. Nah, I mean it's just bourbon and Coke. That's all it is.
Nothing wrong with that. As long as it's Jack.
Right. Hey, Lee Puckett, I've been waiting. My friend Lee Puckett, he's wanting to get a meet and greet together. He's got a little place here close to me. Quite a few acres of woodland. Try to do a little meet and greet, bushcraft,
So
wilderness
how many
survival.
chickens y'all have? You said something about chickens. How many chickens y'all had?
Not very many, just about 6 or so. I've had more at times, but
my main hen coop is I think 12 or 13 hens. They go in the hen coop at night, but they're free range during the day. Then they go back into the coop at night. And then I have what I call a flock of chickens that I've introduced to my property that are completely free range. And I go out once or twice a year and I harvest some of them, mostly roosters.
mm-hmm. Natalie said that your chickens remind her of velociraptors.
Baby chickens, especially up until like 3 months, look like raptors, and they even move like raptors.
Right.
Wild chickens, though, completely free range wild chickens. By year 2, they're the size of what I consider to be a mature turkey. And
Right.
I have wild chickens right now on my property that they're bigger than most of the turkey that I have. Chickens' appetite is ferocious. That's all they do. Just from the time that they're up until the time that they just completely pass out, that's all they do is consume.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I understand that.
You should definitely look into introducing rabbit though. Rabbit is hands down the best way to go for meat.
When I was a kid growing up, we had all kinds of farm rabbits. And it was my job to go and knock them in the head. I mean, it sounds bad, but that's what I did.
I don't even knock them. My harvest, my wife can't do it. She stays away from it. But I don't want to get too graphic. But while they're alive, I put them between two nails on a board that hangs up. I put the head between two nails. They slit the throat. It's over in about 30 seconds. Skinned out, gutted, and ready to go.
Oh yeah. I even seen, well, I guess we probably shouldn't get too graphic, but I mean, I have seen somebody gut a rabbit without cutting it.
Yeah, well, yeah. But listen, the other thing about rabbit that's very important to know for homesteading or for preppers or anybody, they need to understand that rabbit carries a high dollar value per pound. It's greater than beef. It's greater than pork. It's up there with venison as far as value, money wise per pound. Rabbit is the best financial investment that you can make if you're looking to get money back from something that you're doing on your own property.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand.
And it fluctuates throughout the year. Sometimes rabbits are like $9 a pound, to give you an example. And then it'll fluctuate. It'll come down to like $5 a pound. And then I've seen as high as $12 or $13 a pound. So, rabbit is definitely, if you're into homesteading and you're looking to bring in stuff to be more self-efficient, rabbit is definitely the way to go.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
Rabbit and duck eggs are crazy to buy, right? And if you have a good market and you have a place to take your duck eggs, you can make sometimes $12 a dozen, $1 an egg. So if you have 12 ducks that are laying eggs every day for you.
Mm-hmm. I've never eaten, like, say, farm duck or domestic duck. I have eaten wild duck, and I didn't like it.
The big white farm ducks is what they call them. That's what we had, and they're easy. You throw a kiddie pool out there, they swim in it a little bit here and there, but they're good layers, and a lot of the female ducks will lay multiple eggs a day.
Mm-hmm. Freezer Bound Outdoors said he actually looked into raising rabbits. A lot of work, but he agrees.
Another good investment for homesteading is goats.
Goats?
Yeah, for the milk, cheese, and meat. I mean, goats really are a great investment. They're high maintenance. If you don't know what you're getting into and you get into goats, it's a nightmare. But if you do the research and you understand what you're getting into, it's easy. I have friends that got into goats, and to them, it was the worst nightmare that they could ever think of. But they didn't do the research, and they didn't have the proper setup for them. They didn't go about bringing goats into their homestead with a plan. You have to have a plan with goats.
Right. And growing up, that was another thing we had was goats, and we had the milk. We milked them and this, that, and the other. We had sheep. My dad, he's a veterinarian. So, and then a farmer too. He's a veterinarian / farmer. And growing up, we had all kinds of animals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's 70 years old and still practicing.
That's
Mandy,
amazing, man. What
yeah,
he sounds like an amazing man too.
yeah,
Having that type of skill is to me blows me away. Yeah, you know, I'm almost 50 years old, and my brain holds useless information worth or versus information that is comparable to somebody like your father or a veterinarian. I mean, it blows me away that people get to that level uh, intellectually. It's really is an amazing thing.
yeah. But not only is he a veterinarian, but he also believes in that type of lifestyle. Self-sustaining, self-sufficient type, because that's how he grew up. He was born in the 50s. I mean, there you have it. I mean, and I'm close to 52. I'm 47.
We did at one point. Like I said, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and we at one point did have a lot of pig. I don't recommend getting into pig. For us, it just the gains didn't outweigh the benefit, right? Like it was just a constant, just nightmare having pigs, especially when I live in an area where I could go out and hunt wild pig. If I want pork, I can go get pork. It's wild pork. But actually setting up to raise pigs, I don't recommend it. It's a nightmare, in every sense of the word, a nightmare.
Right. Yeah. I mean, in East Kentucky, we don't have wild pigs, but we did raise them. I mean, there was times when we had probably 30, shoats or whatever, piglets. And there was one time we went on a little vacation and came back home, and they were all out. They all escaped their entrapment, their enclosure, and they were rooting the yard up.
And here's another tip: like if you're looking at homesteading and you have a good chunk of land, think about not just taking but giving back too. So one of the things that I do is I raise rabbits. Well, a certain percentage of the rabbits that I raise, I let go on my property, and to live wild. I do that with the chickens. I do that with the rabbits. I've even actually started a system with some friends I have in the area where I'm live trapping squirrel and I'm bringing those squirrel to my property. It's very important to not only have what you consider livestock, but also have wild game. You can't just take from where you live. At some point, you have to start giving back something. And it's very important that if you're into homesteading, you move into an area that you don't just rape and ravage the area. You have to be very proactive about land management, and you have to go out there. You have to reintroduce animals, maybe introduce new animals, introduce new vegetation, introduce new trees, introduce all these things, right? Because when you look at the whole global picture, that's what's going to sustain you. It's not going to be your livestock. It's going to be the wildlife that's around you that have access to.
Right. It makes sense. Oh, I agree. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, we got a pretty good conversation going on in the chat.
Well, we got Mandy in there, my wife.
Do what? Oh. I think Mandy might have. I think she went to bed. But I do love her so dearly. I mean, she is a great gal. I mean, I couldn't find no one no better. And sometimes she thinks that I don't believe that, or maybe I don't tell her enough, but I do. I couldn't have one no better, and she's always been there, right there by my side for 21 years. 21 years is a pretty good long time. I mean, I think, and that's just
That's what it's all about, man. 21 years it is.
I mean, we don't have any children, and we never could, but we always did have each other.
My wife is a lot younger than me.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, there's 6 years between Mandy and I.
Yeah, she's 12 years younger than me. I actually had a marriage before, and I had children in that first marriage. And before I met my wife, I saw a light at the end of the tunnel, right? Because I was done paying child support, I was done dealing with kids, done dealing with all this stuff. And then I met this beautiful young woman, and I fell in love. And 2 years into the marriage, she wanted babies. And so here I am now, babies. Is the husband still around?
I'm not sure. We got 8 in the house right now. Unpaid Explorer says uncle has 10 acres. Growing up, there were plenty of squirrels, rabbits, deer. Now the coyotes killed off everything. Just a few squirrels by the black walnut trees, rabbits around barn. Coyotes are deadly. That's a good varmint to get rid of.
You just got, like I said, if you own property, you got to, even if you deer harvest, you have to figure out ways to give back.
Right. Buckeye Bushcraft asks if he's late. No, you're not late. We're still streaming. Thanks for stopping by. Truly appreciate it. I really do. Your point is, watch how old Amish work and live. Group share farming. I mean, nobody's saying that the Amish don't work. They're the thing is the Amish have always been around, and they kind of just that the old lifestyle, and there's probably just a certain area, a certain region that the Amish are around. Pennsylvania, Kentucky, maybe Ohio, maybe a few other states. But I mean, nobody's saying anything bad about them. Like I said, where I work here in Kentucky.
Upstate New York, huge population. Upstate New York, Pennsylvania, huge populations.
Right. And I don't know how they migrated to Kentucky. I mean, the thing is, they might have always been here. In my county, we have a group of religious people called Mennonites that are somewhat similar to the Amish, other than they have electricity. They don't watch television or anything like that, and they still operate the same way as far as a self-efficient, self-sustaining lifestyle, but they do have electricity, and they do drive vehicles. And some people might have already heard of that, the Mennonites. In South Dakota, in the Dakotas, maybe it's North Dakota, or maybe both North Dakota and South Dakota, there's a religious group called Hutterites. There used to be a television show. I can't remember what it was called, but it was based on the Hutterites. How you doing, Metal Man Productions? Thanks for stopping in. Hey, we're over an hour. We still got 10 in the chat. If you haven't hit that
Devout
thumbs
people.
up, go ahead and do so.
Very devout people. Totally different than the Amish. A lot of people like to.
Truly appreciate everyone stopping by tonight. We still got 11 here. Buckeye Bushcraft. He asked if he was late, but no, you're not late. Thank you for stopping by, Metal Man Productions. Good knife maker right there, Metal Man Productions. I have watched some of his content. I started supporting him. I think he's back. He's got me, of course, and I have watched some of his content. He makes great knives. And I tell you what, when it comes to Facebook, I have all kinds of these people, and I truly appreciate them, but I don't accept them. These overseas knife makers.
But I will hit on that again. You can't compare the Mennonite people to the Amish. They're two totally different.
I wasn't trying to compare them. I was just saying. I mean, here in Kentucky, we have some Amish, but not as much as we have Mennonites.
Mike Cal Lee, I run 22L a lot, and then I run 30-30 lever action Winchester. I have shotguns too, but mostly what I harvest with is the 22L and the 30-30.
I use a slingshot. Just messing with you.
As I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate more small game, and I really enjoy small game a lot more.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's, I mean, when it comes to a survival situation, that's what it's all about right there. I mean, whether it be fish or small game, I mean, you got to eat. And that's probably
I could show a couple of rifles of mine. I've got actually this case right here. I've got actually a couple pretty sweet weapons I could show, but I don't know if we're allowed to do that or not.
Well, I don't know. YouTube says not even say the word GUN, but hey, whatever you want to do, I don't care. You're welcome, Metal Man Productions.
Oh. No, I mean, I don't want to get you in trouble. It ain't worth it. We was talking about weapons, and so I just
it probably ain't. The thing is I showed a knife. I showed a knife a while ago. So, I mean, there can be a difference in a 22 caliber rifle or whatever and a knife, but it's just crazy how, I mean, they might do something because I showed that knife off, but I've showed that knife off more than once and I haven't heard nothing. But I mean, there is a difference, I guess, than a rifle and a knife. But I mean, to me, I don't see the deal.
Well, I mean, there's gun reviews on YouTube.
Right. Of
So
course.
yeah, I don't know.
Man, there's a big delay.
Restoration videos too on guns. I don't know. I don't know enough about YouTube, bro. This is your genre, or this is your niche.
It is, and I'm willing to go to your niche. I'm willing to go there to the IG. But I tell you what, I appreciate you coming right here tonight. I really do. Lee Puckett asked a while back, and I probably missed it. He asked, "Has anybody ever talked to anybody that was in the Great Depression?"
I
got a
appreciate you
grant.
having me, man. I really do too. Like I said, I believe in what you're doing. I have no problem supporting guys like you. Yeah, you guys are putting in work. And putting in work on YouTube right now is a big deal.
Right, and like I told you before, I don't consider myself an expert at anything, but I consider my love and passion for the outdoors and learning bushcraft, wilderness survival, urban survival, preparedness, self-reliant lifestyle. I always did love to camp. I was a Boy Scout. I was, a U.S. Army veteran. I mean, and work. I always did love the outdoors. I always loved being in nature, and it's not so much about being able to tie that ridgeline, other than just being in nature.
Here's the thing. 5 years ago, let's say, bushcraft wasn't popular. Because of what happened with our country politically, all of a sudden you had all these people that were looking for a place to go. And they just automatically jumped on this bushcraft. And really, it's not bushcraft. And bushcraft really wasn't a hugely popular thing 10 years ago. Most people didn't even know the term. And then most of us look at bushcraft, and what they define as bushcraft now is, well, we didn't have a name for it, but I did that as a kid, and I know you did, and I did too. And there's millions of Americans, right, our age, that grew up in the woods doing what they call bushcraft without ever calling it bushcraft.
Right.
And
exactly.
Because of the political atmosphere, I think, this is my theory, it just pushed all these people towards this area called bushcraft, and it's really not bushcraft, and they just didn't have a place to go. And that's why I think it's better just to call, like I said at the beginning of your stream, which is survival's at the top, we're up here, and then all these things fall under the umbrella of survival. The main important thing is survival.
I agree. I mean, and being prepared without being a doomsday prepper. I mean, I don't get into that. I mean, I think I'm prepared as far as having stores, as far as having enough food to last me and my wife. If something happened, we have that. Whether it be food bought at the store or food processed by ourselves, vegetables or meat, but just this doomsday prepper
And listen,
type
I want to
stuff.
hit on a comment the Huntsman just made in the channel, because he's absolutely right. And I'm just gonna say this about this TA Outdoors. He's a perfect example of what's happening right now in the bushcraft world, and everything about it is bad. Just every aspect about it is bad. He had a video, I think it was like 2 or 3 videos ago, that was a History Channel commercial. Essentially, it was just a History Channel commercial. There's nothing about what that individual is doing right now, this bushcraft, nothing. So Huntsman is absolutely 100% right. And that's one of the reasons why I like him. He always tells the truth. He's not afraid to tell the truth. And he doesn't care who likes him and who doesn't. And that's my approach. Perfect example is TA Outdoors.
Right. And of course, I mean, the Huntsman, yeah, exactly right. No doubt. And then, you know how I feel about the Huntsman, and he knows how I feel about him. I mean, me and him, we conversate all the time. But the thing is, Buckeye bushcraft right there, the wood bushcraft is a Scandinavian term, he says. The American term for it is woodcraft. But the thing is, it's just woodcraft, bushcraft, be able to use the material you have right there in the woods to do whatever you have to do. That's basically what it's all about. And the Huntsman right now going on talking about the chip on his shoulder is people who take our upbringing and lifestyle and whore it out for nothing but profit. They care nothing about nature or the outdoors aside from revenue. Exactly.
Listen, all this crap that bushcraft started in Europe is nonsense. Bushcraft started on this continent, the USA. It started with the frontiersmen. It started with the mountain men. That's where bushcraft started in this country.
Yeah,
and they
I
learned
agree.
it from the Native American people that were living here when they came here, period.
Exactly. I mean, Native Americans, exactly. I mean, they're Native Americans. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What else can I say other than it right there? I mean, and I've heard that I have some Native American in me. I haven't traced it back. I don't know. But the thing is I believe that you're right. I believe, I mean, in the state I come from, Kentucky, Daniel Boone is the one that founded, the one that came and discovered the state, from what I understand. But there still were Native Americans here before Daniel Boone. Good evening, Polar Bear, the Chad. I mean, I agree. The Huntsman natives taught them how to survive here, and they claimed it as their own. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Without that
Yeah,
passing,
absolutely. Huntsman's right. See, and that's very important what Huntsman just said, because that's the point I was trying to make. But he said it better. But it was the Native American people here that taught the Europeans that were coming over in an invasion how to survive and live here.
exactly. Exactly. I agree. I mean, and that's why. I mean, anybody that has a love of nature, would agree with that as well. I would think.
Hey, listen, I was born and raised on a reservation.
Hmm.
I am half Native. Okay, my
Right.
wife,
You
she's
talked
full
about
Native.
that.
There is no doubt in my mind that there is a ton of U.S. history that most people have no concept of. They don't even understand, and even if you tried to tell them, they would just say, "Well, it's just completely BS," and I can't listen to that because my ears can't handle it, right? But I'm telling you, there's a ton of history about this country that most Americans do not know.
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, you know, what I guess I chalk it up to, whatever we have learned, you being native, your wife being native, myself believing that, the Native Americans are what, helped us with learning anything that has to do with this. Anybody else that doesn't believe in that, I mean, they're not going to, I mean, it's just, how we talked about earlier. Anybody that's 40ish, 30ish, 40ish, 50ish, or even beyond knows what it's like. I would be able to survive in a wilderness situation if they had to, more than likely. But, there's some out there, and I have, like I said, I don't have the children, but I have nephews and nieces that wouldn't have a clue, wouldn't be able
We
to.
grew up that way. We all
Right.
grew up that way. Our age group. I was born in 73. I think you were born in 74. I was born in 73. We all grew up that way. We never had a name for it. It was just living. It was just life.
Right. And then, we think we have to thank what we have to thank for that. And, we touched about it earlier, talking about Europeans talking about bushcraft, woodscraft in America. But a lot of that has to do with some of the television shows that's been out in the
Now
last.
we call it bushcraft. Well,
Right.
I called it life.
I'm just saying, in the last little while, we have television shows, documentary, reality shows that have helped us, with. And the first one I can think of was Dual Survival, but you have Alone and Mountain Men, Alaskan Bush People, The Last Frontier, which is mostly about homesteading, but still, it's all right there. The reality TV shows, we have to thank for that. In my opinion. Big delay, I believe. Big delay.
It's all fake bullshit.
Right.
It's
It
all
is.
pre-scripted fake bullshit. All of it is. But
Oh, yeah.
it's entertainment, right? So if we watch it knowing and understanding this entertainment, then we can enjoy it for entertainment purposes.
I agree. And how many YouTubers out there that are substantial on YouTube have been on the show alone? I can name half a dozen right now. That's right, husband. It has a TV producer behind it.
Alone is the biggest, fakest thing. Well, outside of the game Survivor, right, on CBS. Alone
right.
and Survivor are probably the biggest hoaxes in television American history. Those two shows completely conned this entire country into believing that they were seeing something that they actually were not seeing, and everybody believed that it was real.
Yeah, there's not that much drama behind it. You're exactly right, the husband. I mean, the thing is, if you're one with nature, you will just appreciate being out there.
Don't get me started on Joe Robinette. Listen, if you want to hear shit about Joe Robinette, go to the Huntsman channel. Huntsman already decapitated Joe Robinette, right? Huntsman already decapitated Joe Robinette. All I feel like we do now when we mention Joe Robinette is we're just dragging his body around, right? I'm tired of dragging Joe Robinette around. I'm tired of dragging his body around. I don't want to drag his body around. The husband already decapitated him.
I believe he did. Yeah, exactly right. I think you're right. Exactly. I think Joe Robinette decapitated himself myself after losing that ferro rod. But anyway, you know what? I kind of got late in the game, and I'm not sure if did Joe Robinette have a YouTube channel before he was on Alone, or was it after being on Alone?
Have you actually seen the video clip where that happens?
Where he loses his ferro rod?
No, he didn't.
That's right, Metal Man. TV isn't a lie. Live chats are real. The dog's barking.
Yeah, no. When he lost the ferro rod, it was. I think even that was fake. I think he was just done, right? I mean, who does that? Nobody does that, right? So you're in that survival situation, and coincidentally, the camera's there to catch you losing the ferro rod into the fire.
The dog's barking. Hey, how in the world did you not able to start any type of fire with bow drill or something? Not saying that maybe he didn't have the material, but there's something has to be done. I mean, you think he'd have
Bullshit.
I know you get so many items, but come on. I mean, I'll at least take some type of redundancy when it came to fire starting, right? But I mean, we don't need to talk about all that. I mean, the husband, when it comes to Joe Robinette, it's epic shit right there, right?
And listen, I never wasted enough of my life to really research Joe Robinette. But I can tell you this. I can tell you without a doubt that person was picked because of his pretty boy looks. And they thought it would be entertaining to watch him wash out of Alone. The producers already knew. He wasn't going to make it, but he was a pretty boy. And then after that happened, Joe Robinette was born, a star. And then we had him on YouTube. And then all these people, right, are following him because Joe Robinette was a pretty boy. Well, you know what? Pretty boys can't survive. It's the low down, dirty country boys that survive in the end. We all know that.
Yeah, Hank Williams Jr. even said so. But yeah, I mean, I agree totally. Natalie said she's got you going. And she's saying sorry to me.
And hey, listen, I'm not just going to pick on Joe Robinette now you open up the box of words. Listen, there's a bunch of older guys that are kicking around YouTube that have these preconceived ideas, and they think, well, this is bushcraft because they were Boy Scouts 50 years ago. Well, guess what? Because you get on YouTube and tell me that this is the best way to do outdoors doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. And I'm going to say this. A lot of these guys are pushing military canteen kits, right? These military canteen kits are awful in every sense of the word. They're heavy. They're hard to carry. They're awkward to put into a pack. So then they came out with titanium versions. Okay, they're lighter, but guess what? They're still bad. Do not buy military-style cantinas. It's not worth it.
There you have it. Hey, I can't say I agree or disagree because I don't. I mean, I mean, a lot of times, if I carry water, I carry it in this. But the thing is,
Calm down, your blood pressure.
uh-oh. What Miss Natalie said?
Single
Polar
malt
bear.
steel, 30-ounce water bottle. You will survive. That's all you need.
I mean, if I have to, I'll just boil it. But still, I mean, I understand what you're saying about the canteens because I had to carry them years ago. We do have a heck of a delay.
Listen, Frontier, you have to understand this, right? These guys are approached the months, like you had mentioned that you were approached by a company for fire starter. These guys are approached the months before they make content, right? Military Cantina, the military canteen set that we know it is a bad set. I can show you 100 different other cooking methods in the wild that are better, easier, quicker, and more convenient and lighter than a military canteen set. But these guys still want to go on YouTube and they still want to make these videos. Why? Because
Right.
Pathfinder is paying them to promote their product, their military titanium canteen. Okay? When the shit is bad, it's bad. Everybody I know that's ever used that canteen, including my father who served 3 years in Vietnam, says it was junk. Military canteen system is complete garbage. Nobody should use it. There's 100 different alternatives to it, and they're available to everybody for half the price. Maybe even a quarter of the price.
King's Outdoor says bushcraft is a knife and a piece of chert. The Huntsman, YouTube is a monkey see, monkey do, entire community coffee cats. And the only reason they use branded gear is because they believe the logo offers them credibility and doesn't. Exactly.
Hey, listen, listen. You can survive in the woods with a coffee can.
Exactly. I agree. A coffee can, it's metal, metallic, boil water. But the Huntsman, like I said, right here, monkey see, monkey do. Exactly.
And the Huntsman's right. Yeah. And this is why he's been blacklisted, right? If the Huntsman would have kissed ass and done what everybody thought he should do, he would be epic right now on YouTube standards. But he didn't. He decided not to kiss ass. He decided not to do what everybody expected him to do. He did his own thing, and now he's blacklisted. But everything Huntsman does, everything Huntsman says is what he believes internally. To me and to everybody, that should be very important.
He said he is the blacklist.
He is. He is. You can't even say the Huntsman on Facebook without getting banned and kicked out of groups. I mean, that's a real thing. That's not make believe. That's a real thing. You cannot go on Facebook, the social media platform Facebook, and promote the Huntsman. If you do, you'll get banned from Facebook, and you're just deleted. Just deleted. That should tell you enough.
Hello, Victoria May, Life Unfiltered. I met this lady last night. She subscribed to my channel. I got her back, and I'm supporting her. And she's a great lady, I believe. He said, the husband, he said he's not part of the popularity contest. I won't lie to you to make you like me more. I know, and I won't either. I mean, you know, that's just how I am. I'm humble. I mean, I try to be somewhat of a good guy, but am I going to lie to you to make you like me? No, no. Frontier survival. What you see.
He's too ugly. The husband's too fucking ugly. The husband's too ugly, and he knows he's too ugly.
It's true. No place will let you post my content. Hey, I've shared you out. Steve, I've shared you out. Different places. Mostly my group, I think. But I know I've shared you out in others too.
You're a husband. You're a sexy beast. Don't ever forget it. You're a fucking sexy beast.
Il Kanirim, I think that's how you say that. After hearing all that, the husband, he's going to have to check you out now. Miss Victoria May, Life Unfiltered, she says her name is the truth about her. Backwoods Barbarians with us. Thanks for stopping by there, Mr. Sturge.
Yeah,
Anyone
check out the husband.
Around
Absolutely.
Here? Hey, Dutch, you care to entertain everybody just for a second? I got to take a short break. I'll be right back.
Backwoods Barbarian just popped in. Yeah, man, I got you. I got you. Yeah, well, probably a piss break. I would imagine. Backwoods Barbarian. What's up, man? We got the Huntsman. We got Backwoods Barbarian in here. 14 viewers. Nothing to be shameful about. This is what they call a Southern gentleman's chair. I live in the South. This is what they call a Southern gentleman's chair. So you can put your jacket and your pants, your suit jacket and suit pants.
What's the go-to shelter for the woods?
But my go-to shelter in the woods, I like to use a lot of tarps. I use a lot of tarps. I'm a tarp guy. I'm a tarp craft guy. I coined that about a year and a half ago, tarp craft. But I'm a tarp craft guy. and I use tarps everywhere. Canvas, doesn't matter what the tarps are. I use tarps. I'm a tarp guy. I'm a tarp guy.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Backwoods Barbarian. I say you see you want to watch a movie with the wife, no problem, but I do appreciate you stopping by. Had a pretty good turnout tonight. Still got 13 in the house.
And Victoria, yeah, the chair behind me is it. Let me show this chair. This is.
Go right ahead.
I'm gonna show this chair. This is what they call a Southern gentleman's chair. It has these features. These features are to hang your jacket and your pants.
Cool.
It's got a ladder back, wicker bottom. It's just a little old grand. Only deep south dirty people have that chair.
You were talking about tarps. I mean, you know, that's what I like to use as a tarp. I mean, I have gotten into hammocks somewhat, but when Mandy and I go camping, we do have a 8-person tent that just me and her sleep in.
Hey, listen, I got a tarp craft group that I started about a year and a half ago on MeWe, which is a platform a lot of people aren't familiar with. But I started that group about a year and a half ago. I own the group. I've got members. Last time I counted was over like 5,000-6,000. Listen, tarps are the most logical option for anybody in a urban, rural, survival situation. Tarp is the best way to go.
And why? Because there's so many configurations, correct? I mean, that's from my opinion. I don't know why we got such a delay between.
Well, it's like it's the options. Look,
Right.
I could go into a wooded. Yeah, I could go into a survival situation in a woodland area. I could have a tarp set up and I'm underneath it in less than a minute. You're not going to do that with a tent. You're not even going to come close to that with a tent. In less than a minute, you can string a tarp and you're protected. In less than a minute, and you're going to live.
Right. I'm just saying, when it comes to a tent, I mean, I have one, and it's like an 8-person tent to accommodate me and my wife when we go to a campground. Not backwoods camping, but I mean, she likes to camp, but she likes the campground where there is a bathroom facility. That's just her. I mean, you know, maybe one day we'll get to where she'll like backwoods camping. I don't think she'll just like sleeping under a tarp, though. That's just me. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not going to say tents don't have a place. Tents have a big place.
Well, I know.
If you're car camping or truck camping and you have a family and you have a scheduled trip to go somewhere to be in the outdoors, take a tent. But in a survival, get the hell out situation, you want a tarp in the bag that you grab.
I agree. I mean, I have a tarp. I have a hammock. And, you know, sometimes the situation might just, you know, call for a tarp. I mean, the tarps are easy to get a hold of. I mean, I can go to where I work and get a tarp.
The Backwoods 2.0 is decent. I own that.
Motorcycle pool campers.
Tarps really are the way to go. And like I said, I'm going to stress that again. Even if you're in an urban survival situation, you want some kind of tarp in your get out bag, right? Or your survival bag, or whatever you want to call it. You want some kind of tarp in that bag.
At least a 6x8.
Yeah, well, tarp sizes depend, but now the technology is so good now. The Helicon Tex makes a 10x10, 3M by 3M they call it. It fits in the palm of my hand. You know what I'm saying? And it weighs nothing. And that's a 10 foot by 10 foot tarp that will provide so much shelter. And the configurations that you can do with it are unreal and limitless. I mean, limitless, completely.
Good night to you, Big Matt. Appreciate you stopping by. You're a true supporter. I'm back at you. Man, you bring out some more content, I'll definitely watch it.
And there's nothing wrong with canvas. The Polish ponchos, I'm a big fan of those. I own two, of course, to make the Lavu. But the Polish ponchos run about $40.
Right, I understand.
The only drawback with canvas is the weight. So if you're building a get out bag, canvas really isn't the way to go. If you're building a bushcraft bag, hey, I'm going to go out and have fun for 3 days, look at canvas. If you're looking for hey, I need help, I need to get the hell out, don't look at canvas. It's too heavy, too bulky.
Hey, Dutch, I want to ask you a question. Do you have an everyday carry? I mean, as far as knife, flashlight, whatever it is might be. Thank you, IL Canarum.
I do. I do have EDC. What I've noticed lately is the bushcraft world, what I call is a gentleman EDC. I call it a gentleman EDC carry, which is totally different than a country boy EDC, right? So the gentleman EDC is a pocket knife and a little cute flashlight and a little pry bar and a hanky. But that's not what I carry for EDC. What I carry for EDC every single day of my life is a fixed blade knife. I carry a fire starter, fixed blade knife. I carry I carry realistic shit that's going to help me survive in the environment that I'm in.
Right. I understand that. I mean, I have a video out there showing what I carry to work with me every day, and it kind of pertains to my work. And I have a flashlight, a single AA, single AAA battery flashlight, but it's bright. I have
the urban survival EDC is totally different than what I carry.
Oh yeah. But like I said, I have the flashlight. I have a folding utility knife. I work at a lumberyard hardware store. So I'm cutting a lot of tape, cutting a lot of boxes. So I use that to cut that. I have a pocket knife. I have a little small 6-foot tape measure and a notepad, an ink pen, of course, my wallet, and a few different things. I even have a small first aid kit, just some ouchie boo boo band-aids and some Neosporin.
This is my EDC. This is my everyday carry knife.
It's nice.
The
I like
open nail.
it.
I've had it for a long time. It's the carbon open nail. I've done a lot of work to the handle, but that's my EDC knife.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. I think they might feign upon a fixed blade knife on my hip when I go to work, but but maybe not. I never tried it. CR, Creative Redundancy. I don't know if I said hello to you, but I do see you there talking about an EDC video. I guess you're talking about mine. Appreciate you stopping by, CR. Creative Redundancy has been with me for a long time, and he's a pretty
I don't own a
substantial man.
multi-tool. I'm thinking about getting my first multi-tool, and I'm looking at the Swiss Army multi-tool.
I'll tell you what, I got a Mossy Oak brand multi-tool. I've done a review on that. There's a video of that on my channel. And I do carry that with me from time to time. And it's a great multi-tool for what the price point is. It's like $15, $20, something like that. And it's a Mossy Oak brand, but all the tools open up without opening up the pliers. Without having it folded out with the pliers exposed, all the other tools open up. And that's what I like about it. And it accepts regular 1/4-inch, driver bits. And it has a little area for driver bits. It has a few that comes with it, but you can also just throw in regular 1/4-inch driver bits, whether it be a Phillips, Starhead, Torx, whatever it is. It accepts it right there, and I think it's awesome. I have had Leathermans at times, but this Mossy Oak multi-tool, as far as right now in this point of my life,
Open nail really is. I'm just hitting on King's comment. Open nail really is a good knife. I recommend it to everybody. Cheap is cheap, and you're not going to get a better folding knife. Yeah, that's one of the things I noticed about Leatherman is the price, man. Holy crap! To get into a really good Leatherman multi-tool, I like carbon. I'm a carbon guy, right? I like HC. So to get into a high carbon or even a titanium version of Leatherman, you're looking at $200.
oh, I understand. I've had Leatherman at times. The first Leatherman I ever had was a Super Tool 200, which was pretty decent. And then the Wave came around, and the Wave was pretty good too.
Lee's got like the typical urban, what I would call gentleman's or urban EDC, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you live in that environment, then absolutely carry that. I mean, I think that's a good EDC.
I do have a mini Maglite, but and sometimes I carry that. But the little light I carry now, it's a Coast, and it just takes one AAA battery, and it's super bright for what I have to use it for.
Hey, listen, King, there's nothing wrong with Chinese gear. Listen, one Tigris is an example. Now, their latest tent is a complete failure, but everything that I have, this one Tigris, I recommend 100%. The price is dead on. The quality is high quality. That everybody craps on Chinese gear because of everything that's going on. But listen, the reality is, if you pick a really good Chinese company and you're getting good gear from that company and you're not breaking your wallet doing it, buy it.
Without getting off of the topic of everyday carry, Dutch, I just want to ask you, what is your stance on batoning with a fixed blade?
Counselor makes really good axes. I'm never in a situation where I could actually baton. Now, that said, it's nice to know you have a knife that can do it, but
right.
Realistically, a knife is not made for that task, and it shouldn't be used for that task. That's just my personal opinion. I honestly have never been in a situation outdoors wise where I felt like I got to bring out my knife and beat the hell out of it and cut up twigs. I've never thought I had to be in that situation. Now, if you're a ranger dropping off planes in the middle of a war zone and you need a knife that's going to hack and beat the hell out of shit, maybe that's a different scenario, but for me, no.
Right. Okay. Good answer. I appreciate that. I mean, I don't do it often either. Maybe to test one out, see what it'll do.
Now I am a big fan of the smaller saws. I use them a lot. I hardly ever use an axe. Once in a while, I take a small hatchet. I'm a big fan of the tomahawk. I own a lot of tomahawks. Always the tomahawk goes with me. Just about everything everybody does with a knife, I do with a tomahawk.
I understand. I mean, I haven't ever showed it on a video, but I do have a Schrade Skax hatchet that I have never done a review on. I have used it some in the woods, processing and whatnot, but I do have that I could do something.
Yeah, you're right, Huntsman. The tomahawk really is, and unfortunately, I think it's because so many people look at the tomahawk as a throwing weapon, which it is, and it can be used for that. But it's gotten lost in this whole bushcraft genre because of that. But the tomahawk really is a great. It's not a weapon; it's a tool, and I use the tomahawks that I have are amazing. I use them every time I go out. And it's not a weapon to me; it's a tool.
Speaking of throwing, you was talking about throwing a tomahawk, and Backwoods Barbarian was in here earlier. Has anybody ever seen the video where he was reviewing a silky saw, and he threw a skill saw?
Let me grab one of my tomahawks.
He threw a circular saw, skill saw blade into a tree. I was like, God, that's crazy. He just had a open skill saw, circular saw blade right into a tree. Oh, Mr. Backwoods Barbarian there. That's nice. That's a nice one.
These things are so valuable. If you're in a situation in the woods and you need to survive, this is the tool that I would grab right here. And I have multiple tomahawks, different variations, but yeah, this is the tool, number one tool that I would grab if I was in a survival situation. I had to be in the woods. Would be this.
Good choice.
This is another one, and believe it or not, this is what they call a roofing. This is what they call a roofing hammer. This one's very old, but I've done some modifications to it. It's got instead of one edge, it's got two edges. This tool right here has gotten me through incredible situations where I thought I was in danger, and I had this tool right here got me through it.
Right. Yeah, that's great. If it gets you through, what more can you ask for? All right, guys, if you thought this has been a good stream, give me that thumbs up.
And
If
I
you haven't
always have a
already.
gun when I'm in the woods. Always. I always have a gun. Always. I don't go in the woods without a gun.
Yeah, and unfortunately, these days you have to. I mean, I guess that's always been a thing, whether it be a rifle or a pistol or whatever. But yeah, I agree with you. What's that? You say Lee Puckett dog tick knives? I'll look that up.
Yeah, throwing axe and knives, Huntsman, is a completely just top tier skill set. You know, you have to dedicate just a ton of time. Now, I hunt wild boar with spear. I've been doing it all my life, but now it's gaining popularity. And I think that spear and skill sets around the spear, I think the spear is probably the most important weapon slash tool you can have in a situation where you need to survive, B, you need to protect yourself, C, you need to put food on the table. Spear is a great thing to take.
I'll tell you something I've never used, but I always wanted to try was an atlatl. So much delay.
Lee, I make my own spears. I have flint spears that I make. I have steel tip spears that the tips I didn't make. I have a friend that does some blacksmith stuff. But mostly the spears that I use are hickory shaft, and I use stone, flint. In my younger days, I used to brush hunt wild pig. Now that I'm older, I got a bad knee and a bad shoulder. So now that I'm older, what I do is I usually I have a stand that's about 4 foot, 5 foot off the ground. It's just a platform that I use now for pig hunting with spear. I've seen a lot about the cold steel. Condor makes a spear tip too, and I have a friend of mine that actually picked it up. Believe it or not, and this is coincidental, but he sent me an email today. He told me to pick it up. He wanted me to try it, and that's the Condor, a Condor Knife Company spear point.
Earlier we were
Oak is
talking
good.
about.
You know what I found for the years of using spears. I don't like the flexibility with oak. But it's just a personal thing with me. I find that hickory has the strength, but it has a little bit more flexibility, and I like that.
I was saying earlier we were talking about some different people that have been on reality TV. What is everybody's stance on Matt Graham? I seen a show a while back that I never knew existed. It was called Bushcraft Build Off.
Who?
Matt Graham. I've seen him. I don't know if you ever seen Live Free or Die. He was on that. I guess he's some type of survivalist, primitive type survivalist.
Never heard of him.
Okay. Lee Puckett said he's a joke, a sellout. Okay. But I had seen him on that show called Live Free or Die. Have you ever seen that, Dutch? Live Free or Die? And then I seen him on a show. He was the host of a show called Bushcraft Build Off, where they had different people on there building.
I don't know anything about the guy, honestly. I have.
Nope.
I've watched a little bit of it, not much.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything, positive toward him. I'm just didn't know if anybody ever heard of him. He seemed to be out there. He was even on a couple episodes of. I can't think of that one show. There was one show that was on for a while, maybe a season or so, where they just put people out there in different survival situations, and let them and try to see if they could figure it out.
Well,
I can't remember the name of
while we're on the topic of reality shows and people that are in them and calling people out, if you're really going to do that, you can't leave out Dave Canterbury, because Dave Canterbury, to me, is the biggest joke that the bushcraft world has ever known. And not only that, but he's a self-proclaimed failure and a self-proclaimed liar.
Well, I think most everybody knows that about Dave. So you're saying when it comes to the first or second seasons of Dual Survival, you're saying Cody Lundin was the better of the two.
Oh, absolutely. Cody, hands down. Cody
Right.
carried that show. Just absolutely, Cody carried that show. There's no doubt in anybody's reasonable mind that watched it that Cody carried that show. Just absolutely. Dave was out of his element. He was what I call a tourist. He lied about his credentials. He got onto his show. He was a tourist, and he tried to play make believe. And Cody carried those 2 seasons absolutely, 100%.
I mean, reality or not, whether it was real, fake, or not, Cody Lundeen walking around barefoot or in an Arctic situation with just wool socks. I mean, come on. That right there says it right there for me. I mean, I know I'm saying Dave
No,
might
yeah,
not have the
Cody.
know-how.
Believe it or not, I'm not gonna say I know him, but I've been around him. Okay, and Cody is nothing but positive, pure energy. Just he's a good guy, really is.
I mean, you know, you think about it. Anytime I've watched any episode, I mean, Cody was about getting, you know, food, whether it was grubs or worms. But you know, Dave was all about trying to get that, you know, more sustainable stuff, whether, you know, more meat. And then, you know, Cody tried to do the best he could too. But I think when it come to survival, Cody was the best out of the two. And now when you go on to the other seasons, some of the other guys, I didn't really watch it because I mean, I liked it better with Cody and Dave.
Dave Canterbury is a brilliant businessman.
Right.
He hired the best, as far as I'm concerned, the best instructors that you can get in the world of bushcraft. Dave Canterbury was smart enough to hire them. The truth is, I don't think Dave Canterbury could even set up a hammock right now, much less do bushcraft the way that he chain smokes cigars and, you know, his weight issue. And there's other things. But Dave Canterbury is a brilliant businessman. I will give him that.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I agree. The Huntsman talking about Cody was just more down to earth and grounded. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, you're right, Lee Puckett. He might have needed some shoes, and I think Dave would probably agreed to that because if you notice the banner between them,
He is a very smart businessman.
He always couldn't figure out why Cody wouldn't wear shoes, but I think it just had to you know, his desert type of survival lifestyle. I mean, he could survive in any situation. If it was the eastern woodlands, you know, the desert or the Arctic, but still, you know, I think, you know, that kind of was a show highlight to me, I guess, why he didn't wear shoes. And if you see him in an Arctic situation, he just had wool socks on.
Cody. Yeah.
Exactly right, Huntsman. Businessman. That's the key word right there.
Yeah, the truth is, I don't think, from what I can see right now, I don't think Dave Canterbury does anything but promote his products, and he truck camps now of a Jeep truck.
And the Huntsman right there hit it right there on the head. Cody had a more spiritual side to him, deeper connection to where he is and what he's doing. Exactly. More spiritual, more connected to nature. I think Cody, when it comes to, like, say, wild edibles and things like that, is, you know, it's where it lied in.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely, Cody did.
But as the show went on with the different people, even when Dave left and Cody was with some of the other people, and then even Cody left and there was other people, I didn't like that show as much as I did with Dave and Cody.
Well,
Hello, Farm and HVAC.
No. After, believe it or not, Dave caused the catastrophic end to that show. Dave also
Oh,
made that show good, and I hate to admit it, but it was the contrast between Cody and Dave that made that show good, and it was the fact that Cody carried that show.
I agree. Yeah. Exactly, Huntsman. Most try to push nature away, block it out. Cody, he embraced it. Totally different
And then
experiences.
after Dave left, they brought in the other guy. That guy tried to be the alpha male, rubbed Cody wrong, and it was just downhill from there.
I mean, and the guy that came after Canterbury, which Canterbury, we all know about Canterbury's military experience, whatever he said, but the other guy was just all military. And I'm all about that. But the thing is, yeah. Now, Matt Graham, we were talking about Matt Graham earlier. He was in that, he was on Dual Survival in the later seasons.
Well, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Well, he wanted to control the situation, and the natural dynamic between Cody and Dave was that Dave allowed Cody to have a word in what was going on. Dave kind of played along and did,
Right. I mean, one of my favorite episodes with Cody and Dave is when they used the car hood, the vehicle hood, as a shelter. Yeah, there was a kind of a matter antimatter mix between the two. Exactly. Miss Victoria May says she's back. She had to bath the fur baby. I exactly understand what you mean there.
Dave and Cody also worked together, which is something else that the guy that came in after Cody didn't do with Cody. But Dave and Cody did work together.
I think even in the very later seasons, like maybe the last season, there was a guy from, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was on Naked and Afraid, either after Dual Survivor or before. I'm not sure, or I might be wrong. But I don't like Naked and Afraid. I don't like that at all.
Don't get me started on Meat Eater. Don't get me started on Meat Eater.
You know what? I've never watched Meat Eater. I'm going to have to.
Nah, you don't want to hear it. Trust me, I don't want to go rant on him. All you gotta do is just watch his show. That's all I gotta say. Just watch his show. That's all I gotta say. He's one of these guys that believes in farm hunts. I'm not a farm hunt guy. I don't believe in farm hunts. I'll never farm hunt a day in my life. Hunting should be wild. Kills in the wild for the purpose of consumption should be done in the wild, not on farms where animals are raised to hunt.
No more Netflix for you, farm and HVAC for 2 years? You don't eat meat, Victoria? Are you vegetarian or vegan?
But as
I
far
do
as
have
I'm
a,
concerned, farm hunting should be criminal. Like, yeah, every aspect of farm hunting is bad. Just every element of it is bad, and I'll just leave it at that.
okay. Intrigued now just to figure out what meat eater is. I mean, I apologize for not ever seeing it. I don't have network TV. I guess it's on Netflix though. I will check it out. Victoria says she eats eggs and seafood.
No, Meat Eater he has a popular Netflix show, and yeah, he farm hunts and he harvests meat and does this whole thing and he cooks it. And, it's a good show if you're looking for content, but what's behind what's behind the show is the issue for me, anyways. Again, farm hunting.
There you go. The husband. Talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'm sure he has a deer farm. Without his farm, the population in the area would be half of what it is. Conservation effort there, not so much focused on the kill, so much as raising healthy deer. And we all know, I know that Steve Austin, the famous professional wrestler, does love the hunt, and he is big.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. Frontier was where I brought up this important you give back to the land that what you take you should give back.
Right.
And it's just Steve Austin's farm is different. He does responsible land management. That's something totally different.
Right, I understand. I mean, like I said, I haven't seen the show. The husband says Lee Puckett is very passionate. Miss Natalie Archer says cheese is a favorite snack. Farm and HVAC says he hates Netflix.
Yeah, to give you an example of farm hunting, there are places in this country where you can go where they raise bison, American buffalo, and
Right.
they feed them every day at the same feed station. They feed them to get fat and healthy, and then people pay $1,500, $2,000 to go 50 feet from the feed station and shoot them with a rifle. That's not hunting. That's not what hunting should be. Stuff like that shouldn't exist, and it should not be here, period.
Okay, well, I can understand that myself. Broken Skull Ranch, exactly. It's a conservation effort. Hunts come into play, of course, but the area is dominated by young.
My opinion is, my opinion. But I'm not saying everybody should feel that way. It's just my belief and my opinion.
Oh, I understand. Exactly. I know. I mean, and everybody's got their opinions. I mean, but the thing is, everybody should believe how they believe. I agree. I mean, Miss Laura, the Explorer, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. The husband maybe hit the nail on the head right there. he said he'll agree that high fence hunting is for rich people who can't actually hunt but want a Instagram photo. And we all know about
And
Instagram
that's what I'm
photos.
talking about, Huntsman. It's high fence hunting, farm raised animals. You know, believe it or not, there are places right now where you could pay $5,000 to go shoot endangered owls that were born and raised for the whole purpose of you killing them.
It has been a great conversation, Miss Laura. Truly, thank you for stopping by. If anybody doesn't have Laura the Explorer, check her out. She does great fishing live videos and other stuff. I am supporting her. She's supporting me. Truly appreciate her. Thank you, Miss Laura.
I did. I just recently checked her out. She actually gave me my very small channel a sub, so I went and checked her out, and I subbed to her, and I actually saw she caught a big catfish last night.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm all about. I mean, yeah, I'm within the bushcraft genre, community, survival, whatever you want to call it, but it's all outdoors. So I follow a lot of fishing channels, hunting channels. We've had them in here tonight. They've come and gone, but and I've had one, a great channel that's out there, Boxy Outdoors. They've helped me network and shouted me out along with the Huntsman and a few others. And, just like I was talking about earlier, 2 or 3 weeks ago, my subscriber count was fluctuating, but right now before I started the stream, I was at 768. So we've gained about 26, 30 or so subscribers in the last couple of weeks. So I do appreciate that. We were fluctuating real bad there for a while. We go up 2 and then go down 6, and it's no big deal. I mean, it's just how it is. But, I knew eventually there would be a breakthrough.
Hey, Huntsman, the reason why that's happening is because of trail cameras. Trail cameras just killed it. Throw up a trail camera and now, you don't need to track animals. You know where they're going to be. You can feed them, throw a trail camera up. You know what's going to be there. You show up when you're supposed to show up and you kill the animal.
Exactly. I mean, that's just pretty much how it's done. I mean, I know people that don't even put content out. That's what they do. I mean, when they want to hunt. But, Dutch, I'm like you. I mean, I'll still go deer hunting every now and again. Turkey hunting's a big thing here in Kentucky. But I'm still, I love small game. Thank you, Miss Laura. That's right. All glory with no skill, Huntsman.
I'm a small game guy, but you want to get some deer, come see me in October, bro. I'll take you out for some deer in October. Come see me the second week of October. Bring your wife, bring your family. Come see me in October. You can stay here at my house. I'll take you for some big deer.
Yeah, I'm not worried about, trophy. I just like meat in the freezer. The husband said, I'll get there. His ass gets an average of 800,000 subs a month in spite of my unique personality traits. I always kept the numbers on the back burner. Exactly. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, you got to be yourself. You can't be fake. You can't, fake it to make it. We have known of channels that do that in this genre. The Huntsman has called them out. There's, Drop Force Survival, Tyler Wood Bushcraft, different things like that. We won't get into it too much. But the thing is,
listen, you can't force I've stayed away from YouTube for so long because I realized right away that YouTube really is a bad platform. But you cannot force YouTube.
Right. I mean, unfortunately, you know, that's just where I started out. I mean, I didn't know really any other thing but YouTube, because that's where I watched my content that had to do with this type of topic, you know, whether it be camping, wilderness survival.
You can't take videos. You can't take videos of your chair and go live and then expect that you're going to have loyal followers who are going to tune in for your content.
I understand where you're coming from there, Dutch. I know. Hey, Lee Puckett, you say you got a new Facebook. Okay, I'll try to find you, and we'll try to figure out some type of meetup.
You got to put work in.
I think the husband knows what we're talking about there.
I only follow people that put work in.
Right. I think the husband knows what we're talking about there, about inanimate objects. Content has to grab the audience by the throat and say, let's go. Exactly. You're right, Steve. Victoria
Like
May
I said, I've
said,
been putting out content for years, but just never on YouTube.
Dutch,
Stayed away
Victoria
from YouTube.
May
Recently,
said
I've
she
been
loves
putting a
your
couple
shirt.
videos on there just to share stuff. But for me, it's never going to be anything that I look at, hey, I'm going to make money and get, there's no way.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, you're talking about, I mean, you put content out on different platforms, and like Matt Gillespie, he was in the chat earlier. He just started a channel, but he's been with me for, you know, a little while, and maybe a few others. But he told me that I encouraged him to start putting out content. He told me that in a private message. It's Big Matt, or Outdoors with Big Matt was the name in the chat. And before that, you know, weeks prior, it was Matt Gillespie. But just recently, he started putting out content. He just got a couple of videos. But he told me, he said, I encouraged him to put content out. And I just told him, I said, hey, you know, if you're wanting to truly do this, just do it. If it's good, it's bad, it's whatever. But I mean, you know, starting out, it's always going to be bad. I mean, because you're starting out, you don't know what you're doing. I mean, you might get some pointers here and there. I mean, I watch all kinds of different stuff on YouTube that pertains to YouTube when it comes to analytics, when it comes to live streaming, when it comes to edited videos.
There's no formula. Right? It's you put a ton of hard work in, expecting that you're not going to make it, and then a small percentage of people make it. That's just, there's no formula. There's no magic potion. That's just really how it is.
Yeah. I mean, you know, this community right here that's with us right now love the outdoors, whether it's fishing, hunting, bushcraft, wilderness survival, whatever, trapping, whatever. But can you always stick to that? No. You know, you got to branch out, just like the Huntsman's doing. And just like he tells us, I mean, next week I might put out a video of me dancing the Carlton. Remember Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? The Carlton? I can do that. I might put that video out. You know, I'll play that music and do that. I can do that. Nobody knows that, but I can do that. And that might be entertaining to someone. But it's not bushcraft. It's not hunting. It's not fishing.
It's like,
but still.
Like, I don't know what Twitch is. I never knew what Twitch is. Huntsman told me about Twitch. I went to Twitch. I watch him when he's on Twitch. I really don't care about Twitch, but I care about the Huntsman, so I go and I watch him. That only happens because you have put a ton of content in and you have people that follow you that are loyal to you, period.
Right. but you know what? Your target audience, you're swapping it out, Huntsman, but you still got however many that will be with you no matter what. I, for one, am one. Yeah, that's exactly right. You value loyalty above all else. Exactly. Yeah, that guy trying to rack up 4,000 hours with a still image. Yeah, it might not happen. It might take him 16, 20 years.
No.
I don't know where he got that tactic.
Without loyalty, we're nothing as people, as a person. Without loyalty, you're nothing.
Exactly, Dutch. I agree with you. I mean, I try to be as entertaining as I possibly can. I try to be energetic. You know, I don't want to sit here with a monotone voice. I don't want to, you know, I mean, I'm not sitting here ranting and raving and cussing going on, but still, I try to be energetic. I try to be, no monotone voice. I try to be as entertaining as possible. And I do the same thing when I'm at my day job working with the public. I have the public come to me, wanting hardware, wanting lumber, wanting plumbing fittings, wanting tools. They come to me and my banner with them is the same as it is right now with you all. That's right, Huntsman. We all have been to live streams that feel like a funeral. And me and you know exactly
You're good, man. You'll get there.
Like that.
You'll get there.
And I will get there. I believe that. I mean, I'm not saying I won't. I don't believe. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm down on myself that I can't make it. I believe that I will. I mean, I'm striving. I'm not perfect, but I'm striving to be. And streaming, edited videos, whatever it might be. I just try to put my best out there. I mean, I think I have a following. Am I wanting a following? Not so much, but I do appreciate it. I mean, I'm just being myself. And then I have people that come and watch. The Huntsman said he's seen streaming.
Yourself. You got to do it for yourself. You got to do it for you and not worry about what everybody else thinks, not worry about money. You have to make content for you for the sole purpose of sharing that content that hopefully it reaches one or two people that agree with you.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. And, I'm not all about money. I don't care about monetization. I don't affiliate marketing. But, it's cool to have someone approach you for that, I think. Lee Puckett, I will send you the link. It's hard to say whether or not we'll be going much longer.
Yeah, exactly.
Said, one inspired person is worth more than 1,000,000 mindless drones. Yeah. He said the Huntsman's talking about seeing streamers that are like depression dressed as a man. And, of course, he's saying YouTube is a lot.
I'm going to bail. Thank you for having me. I appreciate everything you do. I really do. I think you're a great guy. I'll continue to support you. I'm going to continue to support you.
Yeah.
I'm going to bail now. It was nice hanging out with you. I look forward to other stuff on other platforms, me and you hooking up, doing things. Thanks again for having me. Peace, all that stuff.
No problem. Hey, man, I enjoyed having you. It seemed like the little rocky start at first, but, things are good. I look forward to talking to you later about what we discussed earlier today. We'll get things going with that.
Peace out, guys. All you guys have fun. Peace out.
Yeah, Victoria, you can use that link if you'd like to. I might go for a little while. We still got 8 in the house. Exactly right. Unless you got boobs, husband. Hello, Lee Puckett. How you doing?
What's going on, Heath?
All right. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mr. Dutch, we had somewhat of a delay between our conversation, I believe, but it was pretty good for the most part. I'm not sure why we had a delay. Maybe we have a delay between me and you too. Can you hear me?
I'm still running on a delay from you, Heath.
Yeah, I figured so. I'm not sure why. I don't know why it's doing that.
It's like reverberating back through the. I can hear you.
Are you getting an echo?
Not no more. Hang on a second. Let me look.
Hello?
Hang on.
Whoa.
Oh, it's Enigma Artist. Mr. Facepaint himself. How you doing?
Good. What are you doing?
Hanging in there. Outdoors with Big Matt. He's back. I like your comment there. Never change yourself to please someone else.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I agree
That's
with
why-
that. Everybody, please meet my nephew. His name is Elijah. He goes on YouTube by the Enigma Artist.
Oh.
He doesn't have much content on YouTube, but I'm sure he'll have some soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with something cool, like off the top of my head type deal. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I plan on doing something.
So how's work going? I know you got a new job, or you've had it for a little while.
Oh, I still got it. It's going good. I'm kind of covered in poison ivy right now, so if you see me like fiddling on my arm or something, overlook it. I'm itching like crazy.
Well, you need to get something to take care of that.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I tried going swimming up here in the pool thinking the chlorine would kill it, but it ended jack crap. I think it just made it worse. Oh, I was going to do something special for you and put Frontier Survival right here, but I wasn't sure how to do it because I'm not good with painting stuff on my face, like words and stuff. So,
Oh, there you
Hello.
are. Hello, Victoria.
How are you?
Doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
That's good.
I wanted to come up and show you or let you hear my new flute I just got today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and play it for us if you want. Well, that's awesome. That sounded great.
Thank you.
How are you doing tonight?
What was that?
I said, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'm still trying to heal, but it'll get better with time. Just gotta take it easy. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Haley.
Hi.
How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm still trying to hit that 600.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, y'all helped me last night a lot. I mean, I finally got over that 580. Well, I was at 584, and y'all got me to 592. So, but I'm still trying to hit that 600. I've been doing my channel for 5 years, and it's not any specific thing. It's just me and my life and whatever I come up with to put up there.
I
I
understand. Yeah, I didn't know exactly what your channel was about. I did watch some of your videos on your electric trike, which was
yeah,
cool.
that's how I hurt myself. My trike we can't seem to get the brakes to work, and I was going down a 90-degree slope and with no brakes and a full basket full of groceries,
oh,
and could not stop and avoid, turned to avoid a couple ladies speed walking and flipped my bike over on top of me.
I see.
So, but I do prepping. I do, mostly food right now and little odds and ends. And I do cooking, bike riding. I do karaoke and chat. It's, to me, YouTube is about meeting all kinds of people and making friends with whoever I can make friends with.
Oh,
And
yeah.
somebody said something about loyalty. Once you're my friend, you can guarantee I'm pretty loyal as a friend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I understand. I mean, that's how I try to be. I mean, I'll subscribe to anybody, and I'll stay right there with them. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, I'm not really trying to. I'm trying to gain 1,000 subscribers just as a goal, not really to be monetized, but YouTube puts it out there as a to get that amount to be monetized. So it's just kind of a goal,
Yeah,
and there for a
yeah,
while.
I
There for a
understand
while,
that.
I was doing it for a while, and I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's good to just try to go for one thing as a topic of what your channel's about, uh, and then maybe as you get to later on, you can branch out somewhat. Um, I don't know. I did watch some of your videos and I enjoyed them. I mean, you had music there and stuff like that, and it was pretty cool. I did enjoy them as far as that goes.
Yeah, it's all
Crazy
about
stuff.
just having fun.
Yeah,
And if you watch the karaoke and chat, there's no specific topic. It just anybody brings up subject and it'll go on that subject. Somebody else will bring up a subject, go on that subject.
right.
The only thing that I don't let people talk too much about on my channel is politics because there's too much controversy over it, and I don't need that. I mean, I'm about making friends, not making enemies. And so I don't let that fly on my channel. Private, you know, if I find people of like minds and they do become my friends and they become like Facebook friends, then we can talk through Messenger about those kind of topics if we're of like minds. But I'm not out to
Right.
make enemies. I like people, and I, you know, I've had people give me a weird look because I call everybody hun.
That's all right.
It's just that's what I do because everybody to me is hun, no
Yeah.
matter male, female. It's like
All right.
that's my personality.
Yeah. And my wife, Mandy, she calls everybody honey or baby or whatever. but but yeah, you know, politics. I agree with you. I don't talk about politics on my channel. I don't talk about
Right.
religion too much either.
Yeah,
But I mean, you know, I mean, everybody believes how they'll believe.
right. Everybody knows, you know, by my videos what I believe because of my ending saying whenever I leave anything, it's kind of a giveaway, but that's probably about as far as the subject goes. It's like I don't force myself my beliefs onto anybody. And I don't judge anybody for their own beliefs. It's like I don't eat meat, but I don't begrudge anybody who does, you know.
Oh,
It's personal choices, you know. And if somebody needs something just to get something off their chest, well, I'm a good listener, you know.
oh yeah. Outdoors with Big Matt. He's in the channel or in the chat. He said he's trying to get to 50 subscribers. he, he he just started, uh, and you know he said I was, if I'm not mistaken, he said I was the one that helped him decide to create content. So I do, you know, I am glad that I was able to coax him or encourage him to do that. Of course,
What is it?
I'm not a big channel. I mean, I'm just, you know, at 760 some subscribers. I'm not there yet. I mean, but yeah, you know, I do like to be energetic and do this streaming thing, live streaming. I think live streaming is kind of where it's at with YouTube or any type of platform. I mean,
Yeah,
I still do edited videos, but you know, with live streaming, um, you know, you see the real deal.
I watch all kinds of different channels. I'm not specific. I've got RVers that come to my channel. I've got bushcrafters, preppers, just a whole conglomerate of different kinds of tarot card readers. I mean, I I'm not choosy. I just like people, and if they're friendly and nice, then you're more than welcome. And outdoors with Big Matt, what I mean, kind of get an idea of what he's about by his name, outdoors.
Right.
But is he like a hunter? Is he a camper?
Well, I'm not too sure. He's only got a, last time I checked, he's only got a like an introduction video and then like a YouTube short video showing off his um, pond that he has, you know, with some fish. So I'm not sure, you know, I think he might be everything outdoors. Who knows?
Get some videos going, and I'll come check you out.
Well, guess what?
Hello?
I'm uploading my first video Monday.
Oh, is that right? Well, you got more than that. You got videos, at least a couple.
My first like lengthy video. I'm going to do I was talking to you about it at the family reunion, like a slow-mo, like how showing off how I do my
Oh,
face. Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Right
this
now, my main computer is in the shop, and I'm on a computer that kind of works sometimes. So I'm not doing any lives for like the next what did they say, 3 to 6 weeks, because they had to send my gaming computer back to the factory because the drive went out on it. So I'm waiting for that to get back, and then I can start doing some good videos again.
But
Okay.
saying
Okay,
like you said, you
I'm
as an
gonna have
inspiration.
do what, Elijah?
Let me mute myself for a minute.
What's that,
You
Elijah?
inspired kind of start because I started doing YouTube like the first 2 videos I put up about the same time you started your channel,
Yeah.
and I'm so nervous about it, and you just told me do it, post them. I think the highest views I got on one is like 100 and some. I'm not for sure. It's been a minute since I checked, but so for you, helping me start Monday, whenever I upload my video, I'm gonna throw a little something in there for you. How I'm
Okay.
gonna do it, not real sure, but I'm gonna try to give a little tribute to you for encouraging me to do it, because I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have posted them videos without you telling me to.
Okay. I appreciate that.
I think everybody's shy at doing, when I first went on somebody's live, I was scared to death
The
that I was going to make a fool of myself or something. But
first time,
once you start doing it for a while, it gets more and more comfortable.
It does. I can't say I was scared. I mean, I'm just kind of that way. I kind of got a little broadcasting background, uh, announcing background. So, and all I needed was some type of niche or some type, of genre to, and I just like the outdoors, and so I use that. And I
but
mean, I hate to say that, I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just saying
I've
sometimes
got to
I
jump on
stutter, sometimes I mess up, but that's just
100%.
live streaming. Go ahead.
I'm sorry for cutting you off first. I just wanted to say I gotta get off here. My phone's on 3%.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna wrap this up soon anyway. It's after 11 o'clock and I gotta go to work in the morning.
Yeah, ditto here. I got a 3-year-old showing up at 8 in the morning, so if not earlier. So I gotta get off here and get myself to bed so I can get up and have plenty of coffee before he gets here.
Oh, I understand. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for letting me come up, and
Yeah.
I'll play a little bit.
I think you might have got another subscriber or two.
Oh, that's awesome. If you
But
like Native American music and Native American flutes, I do that a few times there's like at least a couple videos.
I'll see you.
God bless. Stay safe and stay awesome, everybody.
You
And I hope
too.
I see you at my channel sometime.
Exactly.
Thank you, Frontier Survival, for letting me come up.
You're welcome, Miss Victoria. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. All right. For everyone who stayed with me, I truly appreciate you. Not sure who's still with us. I see everything outdoors with Joshua's come in. Exactly, Big Matt. I loved it too. It was pretty, very nice. We appreciate Dutch Blackfeather who come on the panel to talk to us. The Huntsman, Big Matt outdoors with Big Matt, Laura the Explorer, the Nick my artist farm and HVAC, Lee Puckett, we had a few in here tonight. We still got 4 with us. Who's still with us tonight? Let me know who's still with me right now. I might not leave you, Jefferson. If you're still with me, you stay here. We've already gone over a little over 3 hours. Pretty good live stream, I think. Channel analytics are top notch right now. The best it's ever been for the channel. We are in the green with the arrow going up. I cannot believe it. All straight across the board. There are probably plenty of other channels that way. Who knows? But this is the first time for me because I've been able to, keep it up. The day job sometimes hinders that. But right now, with this live stream every Wednesday night, and maybe an edited video here and there, and maybe a live stream on the weekends, we're doing pretty good. So if you're still with me, I appreciate it. I truly do. Everyone that stopped by tonight, that's posted in that chat, that's come up on panel, I appreciate you. Am I going to do a live stream where I show an inanimate object all night long? No. I'm going to try to entertain you the best I can. I'm going to talk about my land acquisition on a live stream and be as boring as I don't know what. No. I'm going to entertain you the best I can. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for stopping by. We're going to go ahead and end it tonight. We're going 3 hours and 8 minutes. Thank you all. Look out for a scheduled live stream maybe this weekend. If not, come back next Wednesday for Dynamite Wednesday night. With that said, you got to have drive to survive. My name's Keith. This is Frontier Survival. You all have a good night.